Open your personal email in your mind. Gmail, iCloud, Outlook, whatever feels cozy and familiar. Now picture tomorrow. You change jobs, you lose your phone, or you hit a nasty security snag. Who actually controls the client threads, the invoices, the approvals, the shipment proofs? You, your company, no one? If your answer wobbles even a little, this episode is for you. I'm going to show you why a personal email should never carry your company's business, where the real risks sit: legal, financial, and reputational, and how to fix the problem without drama. We'll keep it simple, punchy, and practical. And yes, there will be a few moments that make you want to pause the video and fix your settings on the spot. Here's where the legal ice gets thin. You'll hear terms like ediscovery and legal hold. Ediscovery is the formal process of finding, preserving, and producing emails, attachments, and metadata for audits, litigation, or regulators. Legal hold means nobody deletes anything until the lawyers say so. If your critical negotiations happen in your personal inbox, your employer can't legally collect and present that material with integrity. Courts don't accept we couldn't reach his Gmail. Missing mail isn't awkward, it's liability. Convenient for you? Maybe. Defensible for your company? Almost never. Now security, in plain English, MFA, or multi-factor authentication, is the second step after your password, usually a code in an app or a physical key. DLP, data loss prevention, spots risky data heading out. SIEM, a centralized security brain, collects logs and flags weird behavior. Personal email rarely lives inside that safety net. No enforced MFA policy, no centralized logs, no retention rules that survive employee turnover, no automatic archiving. Imagine you leave the company, but clients keep writing to your personal address. The business loses the conversation history, the pricing trail, the evidence of timelines and promises. That's not abstract. That's daily chaos for sales, finance, and legal. Privacy laws care about personal data, often called PII, personally identifiable information like names, phone numbers, addresses, IDs, or payment details. Whatever lands in your personal inbox lives by your whims, not by your company's policies or the law's retention rules. There's no company-wide delete for everyone. There's no guaranteed encryption policy. You end up wearing two hats, employee and private citizen, while regulators see only one thing: the company allowed data to leak. Nobody wants that game. Let's talk deliverability and domain reputation, the part marketers know and most others don't. Email isn't just words. It's a stack of checks called SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Think of SPF as a list of who's allowed to send mail for your domain. DKIM adds a cryptographic signature, so the message can't be silently altered. DMARC tells receiving servers what to do if the checks fail: accept, quarantine, or reject. When you send proposals or invoices from a personal inbox, those passports usually aren't there. Your message is more likely to land in spam, trust drops, and phishers can impersonate you with less friction. When the message travels from your company domain with those controls on, it shows up like a verified document, not a sticky note. In negotiations, that difference unexpectedly decides outcomes. Operationally, this all comes to a quiet word: offboarding. Proper offboarding means that when someone leaves, access shuts off in minutes. An auto-reply explains the change, and incoming messages forward to a shared mailbox so nothing is lost. Try doing that with a personal Gmail. You can't. Threads vanish into a black hole. Clients email, "Where's the invoice?" and the company has no history of the thread. This isn't about blaming people, it's about removing personal email from the system. Work mail must belong to a role, not a person. That's what shared mailboxes are for: support at, finance at, billing at. Today, one rep replies, tomorrow another, and the story stays intact. Now, the shadow IT problem. That's when someone, to move faster, slips in a temporary personal Dropbox, sends a contract from my personal, quicker signatures, or stashes $1 million lead in Instagram DMs. It works until it doesn't. Soon you can't find the really final version. No one knows who approved the discount, and the only bridge to the client is someone's private inbox. Shadow IT isn't evil, it's chaos. It grows until someone says, enough. Tools live under our domain. Access runs through company accounts. Work email stays in the corporate system. Files live in shared spaces where those who are accountable can actually see them. Let's walk through everyday risk. You send a contract from your personal Gmail and set up auto-forwarding to your work address. It looks neat. Copy in the corporate inbox, everyone happy. But auto-forwarding is a hole in the wall. DLP never sees the outbound jump from your personal account. SIAM doesn't log what left, and the company's encryption and retention policies don't apply. If that personal inbox gets compromised, it becomes a goldmine for scams in your name. The fix is simple. Work mail lives in the work system. If you had to use a personal address once, lock that down immediately, move the thread, and don't let exceptions become habits. 2 more terms worth knowing if you're anywhere near IT decisions: SSO and IDP. Single sign-on, SSO, means you log in once and all approved company apps recognize you. Identity provider, IDP, is the gatekeeper that verifies who you are and enforces the rules. SSO and an IDP make your life easier and safer. Centralized access, mandatory MFA, unified logs, clear recovery. Personal email doesn't get any of that, which means somewhere your browser stores a password, somewhere Remember Me Forever is still on, and somewhere your personal inbox is quietly hoarding sensitive mail for years. That's cozy for you and a nightmare for audits. Compliance matters not as a boogeyman, but as the rules of the road. In the US and EU, laws like HIPAA, GLBA, SOX, GDPR, and CCPA require the company to control access, retain records appropriately, fulfill deletion requests, and show a coherent audit trail. Personal email can't promise any of that. If a regulator asks, show us communications about client X over the last 3 years, a company whose emails are scattered across personal inboxes becomes an archaeological dig. Meanwhile, the other side prints a clean ediscovery package from its corporate system. Guess who looks credible? So why do people still cling to personal email? Because it feels faster, familiar, and frictionless. Clients already have that address. Your phone already pulls it in. It just works. The solution isn't to scold people. It's to make corporate email just as convenient. Add it to your favorite mobile mail app. Set the signature, add aliases, route role inboxes properly, put your work address on your card, on your website, on your profile. Make corporate email the first channel, not the backup. 1 week later, you won't remember why you were detouring through personal. Backups and recovery are another quiet superpower. Corporate systems back up mail centrally and keep archives for years. You can find messages long after someone deletes them from their inbox. Personal email is a lottery. Maybe it's in trash. Maybe it got swept away in a cleanup. Maybe it died with a lost phone. Now picture a real dispute. A client insists you promised a discount by email. You're sure you didn't. Your company pulls a clean, dated thread from archive and shows the context. That is what practical security looks like. Boring, reliable, and decisive. Mixed inboxes create a conflict of interest trap. If business mail is in your personal account, the company has no right to rummage through it, even when it contains the proof that protects both sides. And the reverse is true. An employee can bury key commitments and say, that's private. Nobody wins. Everyone pays with time, nerves, and money. First, a US account manager ran a strategic client entirely through personal Gmail. He left on good terms, no ill will, but the address left with him. The client kept writing there, got a polite, I'm no longer with the company, and took their business elsewhere. No hacking, just bad communications architecture. Second, an employee clicked a phish in personal email on a corporate laptop. The app siphoned browser tokens, and 2 days later, finance saw strange export requests. No one meant harm. The personal channel was simply the unlocked side door. Fixing this doesn't need a tank. It needs discipline and a few simple rules. Work mail lives on the company domain. MFA is non-negotiable. Auto-forwarding to personal addresses is off. Shared roles use shared mailboxes, so the story belongs to the organization, not a person. Archiving and ediscovery are on, so you can defend with facts. Retention is clear and written in normal language. How long you keep, where you archive, when you delete. No magic, just unsexy settings that one day save a very big day. Common pushbacks, answered plainly. My personal email is easier. Familiar, yes. Safer, no. Add your work account to the same mobile client. Your interface stays the same. Your risk profile doesn't. We're a small business. This is expensive. A business mail seat costs less than a minor breach, and trust from a message sent from your domain pays for itself in the first closed deal. Clients know my personal address already. Change the habit gently. Update your signature, add an alias, and set an auto-reply that politely asks them to write to your work address. In a week, the stream moves. I hate bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is paper. Governed communication is when you don't have to run around in a crisis because messages, access, and archives are right where they should be. A few words that help once you're tightening process. Retention is how long mail is kept. Archiving is how you store it so you can find it years later. Journaling is logging who sent what, when it was received, and what was forwarded. Classification is labeling sensitivity, internal, confidential, personal data. If a policy line can't fit in one simple sentence, rewrite it until it can. People follow what they understand. Where do the right settings usually live? In Google Workspace or Microsoft 365 admin consoles. That's where you enforce MFA, block personal auto-forwarding, turn on journaling and archives, create shared mailboxes, manage aliases, and configure SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. As a user, the headline is simple. Log into work email like you log into your bank, not like a social app. Strong password, second factor always, the mail app under your corporate profile, and any "I'll just use personal this once" treat it as an exception you close quickly, not a new normal. Let's add a small emergency play you can run tonight. You realize a critical client still emails your personal address and a deal closes tomorrow. Don't panic. Reply from your work address immediately, keep the subject consistent so the thread binds, and state calmly that you're moving the conversation into the official channel so documents and deadlines don't get lost. Put your role mailbox and a colleague in copy. Ask your admin for an alias if needed, and set a polite personal auto-reply. For work matters, please write to... It isn't painful. It's professional. Clients appreciate order more than improvisation. Notice how often I'm saying calmly. That's on purpose. Email is the oldest and most resilient tool we use. It remembers agreements better than we do. It proves the facts better than emotions do, but only when it's controllable. Personal email is perfect for personal life. The second business flows in, you hand the keys to someone who can go on vacation, change jobs, lose a phone, forget a password, and crucially, doesn't owe the company anything. Let's land with clear, speakable lines you'll remember. Work email lives on the work domain. Log in with MFA every time. Shared responsibilities live in shared mailboxes, so history doesn't glue itself to a single person. Auto-forwarding to personal addresses stays off. Archiving and lawful searches stay on. Policies use human language. Exceptions are rare and short-lived. That's it. This quiet base prevents scandals, saves deals, and makes your organization look like an organization people can trust.